So garnets are actually a family of minerals that are some of the most beautiful and beloved treasures. You might think of garnets as always being a red, but actually they come in an array of colours from green to pink to colourless. The name actually comes from the Latin word granatus, meaning seed or grain, because they strongly resemble the seed of a pomegranate. Speaking of pomegranates, in Greek mythology, Persephone was tricked by Hades into eating a single pomegranate seed, as anyone who tasted the food of Hades must remain with him in the underworld. However, eventually she brokered a deal that meant that she could leave the underworld for 6 months every year. Eventually, Hades and Persephone grew close and they fell in love. For this reason, garnet is supposed to be given as a gift to a loved one to hasten their speedy return. It's also supposed to be a gemstone of romance and passion. If you're a January baby, garnet is your birthstone. Garnets have been found adorning the necks of Egyptian pharaohs as far back as 3,500 BC. Ancient Egyptians considered almandine garnet one of the most powerful gemstones, and it was said to ward off demons. Centuries later, during famed Roman scholar Pliny the Elder's time, red garnets were amongst the most widely traded gems and were favoured by the clergy and nobility. In the 1500s, the availability of red garnet increased with the discovery of the famous Bohemian garnet in the hills of Czechoslovakia. Bohemian garnet, also known as Pyrope, is much rarer than its almandine counterpart and reached peak popularity in Europe around the late 1800s. One of the most exquisite examples of garnet in jewellery is the antique Pyrope hairpin from the Victorian era, which was donated to the Smithsonian in 1937. All garnets share the same cubic crystal structure, the same as a diamond, but because they have different chemical compositions and physical properties, there's a vast array of different varieties and colours. Because members of the garnet group are unusually linked due to their cubic structure, their differences in composition mean that their hardness and refractive index can vary dramatically. Whilst this means there are many different types of garnet, they fall into one of 6 groups: almandine, pyrope, spessartine, grossular, andradite, uvarovite. Despite the hardness, refractive index and rarity varying greatly from one garnet to another, they do share a few features. In addition to their cubic structure, they also share completely natural colours. For me, my favourite thing about garnet is all the varieties that you get. I mean, when you think about it, you get the rich reds of your pyrope garnet all the way to the vibrant oranges of your spessartite garnet. And then there's some really rare garnets in there as well, if you're looking at the vibrant green of tsavorite garnet or the spectacular fire of demantoid garnet. And they're all incredible, all beautiful, and a gem collector's dream. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe below, or you can watch one of the other videos on the left. You can find us at gemporia.com, but also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And as always, please leave your comments and questions below.